My name is Dominic Petruccelli, and my experiment was effects of fruit on soil nutrients. Important background information. Primary nutrients needed in soil are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. These are known as NPK, and these were tested in this experiment. Decomposition includes plant bodies being consumed by animals and proportions of this being voided as waste. This waste is way for nutrients to be released into the soil. Detritivores such as fungi and bacteria are very important in the decomposition process, especially when dealing with plants or food. Composting has many benefits for soil, including enriching soil, keeping disease away, reducing the need for chemical fertilizers, and encouraging growth of fungi, which is helpful for soil. Nitrogen levels in soil should be about 40 parts per million. Potassium levels should be about 100 to 200 parts per million, and phosphorus levels should be 10 to 20 parts per million. The driving question, problem, and importance. The problem was that it's hard to find a good way to compost, especially for beginners. The driving question was, what is the best fruit scrap to enrich soil nutrients and create an ideal environment for plants? It is important because it helps novice composters to begin composting. Procedure. The necessary materials were put in bins, which made composting the compost piles. They were then sat out in the sun. Soil from each compost pile was mixed into a 1 part soil, 5 parts water mixture. The mixture was left out overnight so that the soil could settle. One at a time, each mixture was added into each testing vial from the testing kit. The corresponding chemicals were then added to the testing vials. The vials were shaken vigorously and set down for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the vials were compared to the color comparators and the results were recorded. This was repeated weekly. Materials. The main materials for this experiment were 3 plastic buckets, 2 luster leaf wrappy test NPK soil testing kits, and fruit scraps of apple, banana, and melon. The pictures on either side show the compost piles sitting in the sun. The picture in the middle shows the testing kit with all of its materials. Results and interpretation. The results were that all piles performed well. However, the apple pile performed the worst and the banana pile performed the best, leaving the melon pile in the middle. This led the claim to be banana is the best fruit for enriching soil. However, the results show pros and cons of all 3 fruits. Each fruit seems to have done better at some things rather than others. This is what leads us to believe that a combination of fruits would be best. Obstacles. The obstacle faced in this experiment was a snowstorm, leaving ice and snow accumulating on the piles. However, this ice and snow was chipped and brushed away so that the results were not greatly affected. The new claim is that a combination of multiple fruits would be the best way to enrich soil. Here are the banana results, the melon results, and the apple results. Problem solved. Successful results. The results were successful and they tell us what fruits to use in order to enrich soil. The claim gives novice composters an insight which helps them to begin composting. The results also help explain why and how fruit helps enrich the soil. It also helps explain what novice composters can use to begin composting. Moving forward, future testing would include testing with plants as well as testing with combined fruits to see how the compost affects those 2 things. It would also include creating a guide so that novice composters have an easy time starting composting. Thank you.